Moving on now to Syria. A top general has fled that country. He was a member of the inner circle of dictator Bashar al-Assad, who's been trying to crush a rebellion. Today, Secretary of State Hillary Clinton called the defection a promising development. She joined diplomats from 100 nations in Paris to raise pressure on the Assad regime to stop the violence. At least 9,000 people have been killed. Clinton blasted Russia and China for blocking UN sanctions against Syria.
I don't think Russia and China believe they are paying any price at all, nothing at all, for standing up on behalf of the Assad regime. The only way that will change is if every nation represented here directly and urgently makes it clear that Russia and China will pay a price.
Margaret Brennan is our State Department correspondent. She joins us now from Paris. Margaret, the Russians and Chinese declined even to attend the Syrian meeting in Paris, so are Secretary Clinton's words likely to have any impact?
That's a big question. We may not get an answer until New York, because that will be the next front in this financial war, essentially, that Secretary Clinton asked to be waged against Syria. So the next push will be at the UN for the Security Council to come forward with a resolution as soon as next week to freeze assets, members of the regime, to embargo oil. The question, as you said it, is whether Russia would not only support that, but abide by it, given that they have overlooked those efforts up to this point.
And how significant is the defection of this Syrian general? How big a blow to the Assad regime is this?
It could potentially have major ramifications, because the Brigadier General Talas is not only the highest ranking command officer to defect, he is also a longtime childhood friend of President Bashar al-Assad. In fact, their two families have a shared history. Hafez al-Assad, Bashar's father, longtime president of that country, was served as defense minister by Talas's own father. So essentially, this Brigadier General's dad helped keep the Assad family in control of Syria for decades. So this defection is not only symbolic, it could have ramifications to perhaps cause others to defect as well. Secretary Clinton said herself that they are seeing more and more military members vote with their feet, as she put it, moving towards the right side of history.
Margaret Brennan in Paris. Thanks, Margaret.